אני סוגר פה.
הרלי, האם שומע?
כן, כן. You hear me?
הרלי, האם שומע?
שומע, יונתן, שומע אותי?
טוב, עוד רגע. תנסה עוד, כי לא היה לי סאונד.
Hello. Maybe I could make it louder.
Yes, I hear you.
Okay. You see me?
Second, I will open my camera.
Okay.
Wait. לא, רגע, אל תענה כי זה יוטיוב. יוטיוב שואל אותך. רגע, תן לי לחשוב איך לפתור את הבעיה, למה?
אני נכנסתי רגיל דרך...
כן, הרלי, אל תענה בינתיים, כי אני עושה...
אוקיי.
אני אעשה ברודקאסטינג דרך יוטיוב, וכנראה יש פה בעיה, כי אתה שומע אותי.
אתה רואה אותי?
כן. תגיד, אתה שומע גם את היוטיוב או רק אותי?
שומע רק אותך. אני רואה אותך, שומע אותך. אתה שומע אותי?
אני שומע כפול, כי אני עושה ברודקאסטינג ביוטיוב, ואני שומע בדיליי של 20 שניות בערך.
אוקיי. יש פה לייב on YouTube, original sound off.
כן, אני משדר ביוטיוב לספרדים, לגרמנים ולאוזבקים.
אז לרדת מיוטיוב או להישאר ביוטיוב?
לא, אנחנו נשאר ביוטיוב, אני רק חושב איך אני אמנע את... כן, אתה שומע אותי רגיל, אתה לא שומע שום קולות נוספים.
לא.
פאק, הכוונה שזה...
Original sound off, maybe I could put this. Select microphone to use original sound.
רגע.
Hello, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3.
רגע. הבנתי. מצאתי, אני השתקתי את יוטיוב, אתה שומע אותי?
Perfect, do you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you, definitely.
Okay. No echo?
Okay, no background, no sounds on background.
Okay, so it's good.
Yeah, I see your background, it's wonderful.
This is my house.
Yeah, I understand, it's a palace.
See, I do like this, and you think it's me, see? Instead of Tiche.
2,000 years ago.
Yeah, it's perfect.
Yeah. Okay. So let's go back to the program. I will start. I say hello everyone. Thank you for coming to our meeting. Let me ask from Harley Stark to be the chairman of the meeting for technical reason. I will need to deal with the records, etc. So we will start. And Harley, please take the microphone. You. מה שאני מציע, שאתה כאילו תפנה לאנסטסיה, ותעביר למיקרופון, היא בעצם יושבת ראש של אגודת מורי דרך צפון יוון, שהיא תיתן דקה לכל אחד מהמדריכים שלה, ואחר כך תיקח את המיקרופון ותיתן אותו לנו.
Okay. Ladies first.
Ladies first and guests are first.
Guests.
יוני לא הצטרף, הוא בנסיעה לקטורה ולא יכול להצטרף. אבי לא מרגיש טוב, הוא אמר שהוא ישתדל להצטרף, לא בטוח.
מי נוסע לקטורה במזג אוויר הזה?
טוב, אולי נוסע במהירות גבוהה, ואז רוח.
הולך לראות את העץ, תמר, טוב, כל הכבוד לו.
כן.
אבי לא יודע, אוקיי. ומה עם יוסי שנב?
ביקשתי מיוסי להצטרף 5:50, אני לא יודע האם הוא יצטרף או לא יצטרף, הוא הבטיח שינסה,
I thought of, I thought of something like this, that I said we've been brought, I think we've been brought together by a common challenge: how to survive in our profession as the corona COVID virus is slowly being defeated. How do we pick up from 18 months of unemployment? And
Mhm.
more importantly, how can we offer new tourist products as an incentive to our clients to tour the Eastern Mediterranean?
Yeah, yeah. If you,
Jonathan has always been thinking, he's an entrepreneur and a tour guide, always been thinking and developing new ideas and initiatives to connect people to guides and guides to people. I'd like to ask Jonathan to present.
the ideas, yeah.
That works
Okay.
okay?
Yeah, very, very good. If you can not to read,
No, I
just
won't. No, it'll be here in
just
front of me like this.
yeah, yeah, just to improv. Uh,
Yeah,
how
I
to
know what
say
I
in
want to
English?
say. To improvise.
Improvise. Yeah,
Yeah.
the same in
Improv.
Russian.
Improv.
Yeah,
Improvisacja.
improvisация, exactly.
There we go. Okay.
Um,
And then you basically talk, they will have to talk as well. And you will introduce the people from Uzbekistan and from,
no, no, they don't join our meeting. They
they just,
just they are watching.
oh, okay.
They are watching. We
Okay.
don't need them. We don't have time to give them, and
Okay.
so probably our programmer will join our meeting, but on silent mode,
Okay.
just to hear to
To
understand
follow.
the idea. Yeah.
Okay.
So
Okay.
okay, very good. So אני שלחתי תזכורות גם ליוונים בוואטסאפ. פאק, יוסי לא מצטרף.
Okay.
אז אנחנו שנינו בעצם.
Okay. So we'll just talk about, I'll talk about you, introduce you,
Mm-hmm.
present the product. They can, Anastasia, she'll introduce her ladies, and back to you. You present the product, and then we can have a discussion about
Yeah.
how to make it work.
You know, on top to the introduction of the product, I would suggest that you introduce yourself in
Okay.
broad,
Yeah.
let's say, in broad.
Yeah, in a few words.
Yeah,
Okay.
just as example of how it will work. טוב, אז נראה לי שיווניות תיגענה כולן.
הגיעו? אתה רואה את כולם?
כן, אז הן פשוט מגיבות לנו בוואטסאפ.
Okay. Okay, I'll turn off my telephone so it doesn't make noise.
Do you see the branding?
Yeah, GETGUIDE. Yeah, the back behind you and on your
Yeah.
shirt. I remember when you started this 20 years ago. 20 years ago? When you started the whole idea of GETGUIDE and
GetGuide, no. The GetGuide, the brand exists from 2015 or 2016.
before that you were doing
Before
things.
that, it was Guidea,
Guidea, that was it. Guidea.
YA, and
Guidea.
Guidea actually exists from 2009. And
Okay.
initially, I started
12 years ago.
12 years ago.
Seems
Yeah.
like
Yeah, very long startup. A very difficult start.
okay.
ארלי, ותגיד שיוני שולח את apologizes.
Okay, Yoni Shapiro, who is the founder of the
chairman.
Founding and chairman of the Moreshet, the Professional Association of Israel Tour Guides, sends his greetings and his apologies that he could not be with us right today.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Avi Bon Yosef, אני לא אגיד, ויוסי שנב.
אוקיי. ואנחנו יכולים להגיד שאם הם יצליחו, יצטרפו יותר מאוחר.
כן, they might during them. Okay.
אוקיי. וגם כמה מספר המשתתפים יותר נמוך, אז גם הכל הולך יותר מהר.
יותר מפוקס. יש לי כבר 2 קבוצות לשנה הבאה. באפריל ומאי. Ce le penso per sof oktober.
October 2024, 2022.
No,
October
this
2022.
October. I'm on pension.
This October.
Yeah.
And
then I start guiding. I have a guiding in April and May. One group in each. I hope to go to Canada in November to see my mother, my sisters. I haven't seen them in 2 years. Just to get some nice cold weather. Maybe see some snow.
Did you see? I posted a couple of more than 1 month ago. I posted on Facebook the pictures from my native town, from my Vorkuta, with the covered by snow in June.
Vorkuta.
Vorkuta, in June. Yeah. And the temperature was about zero degrees. And
where's Vorkuta?
Vorkuta, if you take train from Moscow to the northeast of Russia and travel 3 days, you will come.
Oh, very nice. So on Trans-Siberian. Okay.
It's next to Siberia, not far from there. Okay. I see Anastasia and Patty.
Yes, hi.
Anastasia.
Good evening.
I'm on vacation, as you see.
Yeah. We all, unfortunately,
all on vacation.
All of us are on vacation. Okay. Hi, Patty.
Hello, I'm at home. I just came back from vacations.
Okay. So we have a lot of time, about 30 seconds before 6 p.m. just to wait. And okay, how is the weather in Greece, in North Greece?
Hot.
What do you mean hot? What do you mean hot?
Extremely hot.
There's 31.
31?
No, 40, 43,
40?
42. Yes. And now I'm sitting on the balcony, as you can see, and there is a wind blowing, but it's a hot wind. It's really hot.
And it's nice and cool, 31 degrees.
I'm coming to Israel.
We're all cold.
Yeah, quite cold.
It's also humid, and that makes it worse.
Okay. Jerusalem, we're high up. We're almost 700 meters above sea level, so it's not humid. Tel Aviv on the seashore is cool. Is humid. In Jerusalem, it's nice and dry.
Yeah. Well, now I'm about 50 meters from the sea. So, okay, maybe 60.
I'm jealous of you.
You're always welcome, you know that. And I'm not as tanned as I seem. Not yet. I'm going to. Anyway.
Okay, then the last 10 seconds, and we'll start.
Yeah. Maria was working today, so I suppose she will make it on time, but maybe she'll be a bit late because of that. And I spoke to Fujini yesterday, and she remembered it. She said she'll come.
Here's Maria.
Maria is coming.
Maria is joining us.
Kesuglu.
Maria, do you hear us? Maria? We don't hear that. We don't see you.
Yeah, I see Foteni.
And Fotini.
Fotini and Maria. The names. Yeah.
Hello.
Hello. Hi, Ray.
Hello.
Hi, this is Fotini.
Yeah,
hello, Fotini.
We don't see you.
You don't? Because I am outside. Just 1 second.
Because of the distance from Israel to Greece, it's quite...
Yes.
So we don't see you. Okay.
There.
Now, okay, and Maria is the last.
Okay. How are you doing?
Thank you. Everything is okay, relatively.
Like,
Okay. Maria, please. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Okay. Okay. So the time is 6 p.m. And let me start and thank you for coming to meet us. Um, for technical reasons, I'm Jonathan. For technical reasons, I asked Harley Stark. He's one of the experienced tour guides, not just to present himself and to be the chairman of our and manager of our meeting. I will need to deal with technical issues like a YouTube broadcast, and so he will manage our meeting. And let's to start, if you don't mind.
Okay. So good evening, shalom. I know it's chaire, but that's probably not, you don't use chaire in modern Greek. I learned Koine Greek, which is the Greek from the New
Yeah.
Testament. And we learned to say chaire. So chaire, that's all I know.
Thank
I could read, but can't speak. Thank you for coming together. And I think we have something like 100 years of guiding experience, maybe a little less. But we were brought together by really a common challenge: how to survive in our profession during the COVID Corona period. Even though it's slowly being defeated, it doesn't seem like tomorrow morning we're going to have hundreds of tourists landing and going on buses and going all over the place, as it was, what, 2 years ago, 18 months ago. And how do we pick up from 18 months of unemployment? And more importantly is, what can we offer to future tourists? What products can we offer as an incentive to our clients in Greece, here in Israel, to present the Eastern Mediterranean as a touring option? Not only Israel or not only Greece, but how can we join these two countries, which are what, 2 hours flight away? And I think they complement each other very, very well. I myself have worked with and continue to work with Christians, with Jews, with Muslims. And the one thing that brings everyone together coming here certainly is religion. Of course, religion is love, but here everyone hates each other. But that's another issue. But this way, this idea that Jonathan had of connecting Greece, northern Greece, with a few days in Israel, or after touring Israel, a few days in Greece, could be something that could be developed and presented to clients and to future tourists who come. I remember once I had a Greek American family who had toured Greece, and then they had an addition of a couple days, 2 or 3 days here in Israel. And what they wanted to see, of course, was the Hagia, the holy city, Hagia Polis Jerusalem. And they wanted, of course, to go to the Galilee and also to the Dead Sea. That's touring, Masada. And they were here for, I think, 2 nights, 3 days, and then headed back to Greece and got their connecting flight back to the States. So it did work for them. And it could possibly work the other way for Israelis who come here and want to go to or Saloniki or Athens and tour northern Greece or parts of Greece. So Jonathan, I'm not a business person. Jonathan has the business mind, and he is always trying to develop ways to connect tourists with guides, guides with tourists, and guides with guides. And his idea, it's not going to happen overnight, won't happen tomorrow morning. I think it can be properly built and connected. It could be win for you and win for us.
Thank you very much. But let me ask our guests to present themselves.
Oh, okay.
Please, Anastasia, may I ask you to present yourself and to give the microphone to your colleagues.
Okay, so, well, my colleagues know me, but still, who I am. Okay, my name is Anastasia Gaetano. You can forget the last name. I'm a tourist guide since 1996. I speak German and English. I think I've guided all kinds of tourists and all sorts of interests. Although my first profession was a German teacher. and it jumped to tourist guiding later. But still, I'm doing that since 1996. I don't know if there's anything else you would like to know.
No, it's okay. It's okay. It's
Yeah. Well, I'm also into I'm part of our board, executive board. I'm the president now, but it just happened. I think that's it.
okay. Okay, very good. Next one. Who is next? Betty?
I can.
Good evening.
Yeah. Okay, Maria.
Maria.
Thank you. Thank you to being volunteer.
Can hear me? Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Okay. So, good evening or good afternoon also from me. I'm Maria Kesoglu. Unfortunately, I've written it in Greek from the last Zoom meeting. I haven't changed it, so it's a little bit Greek to you what is written there, I think,
I read
right
it.
now. I'm also a tourist guide from 1996. We finished the same school with Anastasia. I'm also guiding in German and in English. I started first of all mostly with German guests, I have to be honest, because we had a lot of German guests in the northern part of Greece. And later we had more guests coming from Israel, from your beautiful country. We had a lot of Jewish groups because they want to see and visit Thessaloniki in the northern Greece. And we have also visitors from the States, from England. So we do different tours, not just in Thessaloniki, but also all around Greece. I don't know if it's common in Israel, but we have a license to do guided tours all around Greece. And also here, the religion is very important because, for example, we follow the footsteps of Apostle Paul, or we do Jewish tours or archaeological tours. So it's a little bit of everything, I would say. It depends what the guest wants. And so we are open, and I think this is a wonderful idea for this cooperation because I think that we have common things in our country.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Betty?
Thank you for the invitation, first of all.
Good evening, everybody. My name is Patti Moscu. I was born and raised in Thessaloniki. I studied at the Aristotle University of Thessaloniki, and I have been working since 1996, like Maria and Anastasia, as an English, Italian, and Spanish-speaking tourist guide all around Greece, but mainly in the northern part of our country where I live with my family. Being a guide helped me combine my studies, my working experience with my love for history and travel. Beginning from the belief that our country is a treasure of culture and natural beauty, I'm trying to live every visit as a unique experience. Thank you very much for the invitation.
Okay. Thank you. Fotini?
Okay, so I guess you can hear me now. My name is Fotinili Kisa. I am oldest of the of the four. I work as a tourist guide since 1989. And as the ladies mentioned, which who by the way are very good friends and colleagues, all of us, we've been trained in that way to conduct tours all over Greece, to work and guide tourists, local or foreign tourists all over Greece. I do also the last 20 years a lot of biblical tours and also the Jewish heritage in Greece tours as well. I don't focus, I mean, yeah, majority of my work is that, but we don't focus only in that. Being a tourist guide exactly is, as you know, a combination of many things. And I think with also the experience that we have over the years, helps us and also gives us the foundation to service, to have a very good service to all guests that they are visiting Greece. This is my main job, as I didn't start as a teacher or anything else. This is my only and main job since 1989. And also, Anastasia didn't tell some of her also pluses, like she's a trainer for tourist guides around the world, and also in the European Federation. I have a qualification of tea guide. This is a seminary that we obtain guiding visitors with learning disabilities. This extra, let's say, qualification that I got a couple of years ago. Thank you.
Oh,
You see, you are saying, sorry, you are saying I couldn't change that because I'm not very good in electronics. At the background, though, I'm outside, and normally you should see the olive trees in my summer house. You are seeing now the background is the town of Kavala from aerial view.
Nice view.
okay.
I have a question. I've been to Greece 2 or 3 times, and in Israel, when we tour, we sometimes have a bus, 40, 50 people on a coach, on a bus. We sometimes have a family. In that case, we drive a car. We drive and we guide at the same time. Do you have that in Greece as well? Or you always have a driver, you always have a minibus, or what?
Normally, you have to have a
No.
driver. Driving and guiding simultaneously is not allowed by law.
Okay.
I mean, I know that some people do it, but it's
Yeah.
not allowed, really.
Yeah.
And so if you have a family, how do you get from, say, Saloniki to down to Kalamata? The distances in Greece are much greater than here.
Well, they either drive themselves, but then, of course, you have to be confident enough and trust them enough to ride along with them if they're driving, because you don't know how they're driving.
Okay.
Or they rent a minibus or a
With a driver.
minivan.
Okay.
Yeah.
They rent. You don't. They rent you separate and the van separate. Or does
Yes.
the agent do all?
Yes.
Yes,
Well,
sometimes
it
the
depends.
agency
I'm sorry.
goes, yes. Sometimes the agency, most of the times, I believe that it's the travel agency who's booking us, and extra the transfer and the minibus, the hotels and everything.
Oh, okay. So, Harley, let me introduce myself. Okay, so
Sometimes, though, we do have some colleagues, let's say, that we can suggest that they do have cars or minivans for that purpose that the people can work with.
Well, you know, we all have co-workers, and if they ask you, you can always tell them that
Suggest,
you could
yes.
suggest somebody. But in Greece, if you don't have a travel agency, it is not allowed for you yourself to book anything else. The client has to do it. But you can always tell them, you know, if they want.
Go to him.
You can always
Take care.
suggest something.
Oh, okay.
Jonathan.
Yeah. So this, yeah, I'm Jonathan. Actually, my original name is a Greek one, Fyodor. In Russian, Theodor in Russian.
Theodoros.
Russian
Theodor.
variant, yeah, Theodor, but
A gift.
Yeah, God's gift.
yeah, yes, exactly.
Theodoros.
And I translated my original name into Hebrew because Jonathan, Yehonatan, Jehovah, it's Yahweh, it's God, Natan, that it's present. So actually, it's Jonathan.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I will not tell you the story of my family name, which is Polish one, Pobierezhsky, very long, and it's not acceptable, not in Israel, definitely. Yes, I'm tour guide from 1993, about 30 years. For the last 5-6 years, I'm not a very active tour guide because of a couple of tourism projects. The GETGUIDE, it's not something new. It's a platform that we operate in Israel. This is a technological platform allowing a tour operator, hotel concierges, etc. Everyone who needs the service of tour guide, except tourists, professionals B2B platform. It allows in one click to find available guides in 2-3 minutes in any situation. Especially, it was very good until the Corona period when we all of us we are very busy, and it was quite a difficult situation when a tour guide was sick or disappeared or something happened, and tour operators were ready to pay any amount of money to find the guide in minutes. So we solved the problem until Corona period. And now let me so I'm married, living in Jerusalem. I'm actually I'm Russian and Hebrew speaking tour guide. My English it's not I don't try to enter very tough market of English speaking native English speaking tour guides like Harley, for example. Okay, let's me take you back to the main issue of our meeting. The base for this product that we try to create is actually the basic intention of every tour guide to find content, to produce new content, and to expose it to clients, final clients, or tour operators, etc. And when we live in our country, when we live in Israel, it is very tough competition. We have very small territory. We have the same Holy Sepulchre Church, which have the same Western Wall, the same Dead Sea, etc. It is quite difficult to produce new content and to promote it to clients. So on some stage, I actually in 1914, 7 years ago, it was my first attempt to create any forum of it was Russian speaking tour guides of Mediterranean area, and I contacted few tour guides in Greece, in Cyprus, in Turkey, in Syria, in Jordan, and I said, look, we all of us we live in the same area. We have the same history, very similar history. We have a good platform for cooperation, and actually we started to plan we started to plan of arranging of a real meeting in Istanbul. And actually, I contacted Turkish Airlines, and I got good prices for flights. But finally, it didn't work. I didn't have time to make it by myself, and I stopped. Now you see, Corona helped us. We have a lot of time, free time. For development of a new product, and one of ideas was to create a platform which allows tour guides from our area to find counter partners in other countries, in neighbor countries, to create joint product, joint tour which starts in one country, let's say in Greece, for 7-8 days, so how long it usually takes. But on top, the Greek tour guide who actually is in touch with his potential tourists from America, and we speak about clients from far destinations, from who flies to our region 8, 10, 15, sometimes 24 hours, and of course they would like to make their tour more effective, and to visit more, to see more, and to explore more places in the same trip. So I think about the platform that allows tour guides from our region to meet each other, to get in touch, to discuss personally on Zoom, of course, to discuss the ideas and to start to cooperate in producing and promoting of new products, or actually new tools. Who are the uh, targeted audience? As I said, let's start. It could be everyone, but let's start from Americans. They live quite far from our region. They are quite rich people, or it was good let's say rich people, and they could buy our joint product. Uh, this is a basic idea, and I started when I began to consider to think about the idea. I thought about FITs, families, singles, couples, the tourists who get in direct touch with the tour guides, finding them on internet and contacting them and asking to create any nice, nice tour. Uh, Personally, I have I quite experienced tour guide, good promoted on internet in Russian speaking market, and I have so-called direct tours coming directly from direct orders booking coming from tourists themselves. One of my colleagues who unfortunately cannot take part in our meeting, Ziv Cohen, in our initial discussion, asked me, Jonathan, why it could not be promote the joint product of two tour guides, what it could not be promoted to tour operators in both countries, because tour operators they are also interested in new original products, new tours, just to promote and to sell the tours to their clients in USA. And I discussed it with two tour operators who are managing small size but very active and very creative tour companies. One named is Israel Unlimited, and another one doesn't have name so far because it's very new. And both of them said, "Okay, if you, Jonathan, come to me with the joint product, which actually based on the say any nice idea, and if you introduce me the reliable service providers in Greece who will make their part of the tour, I would consider the how to promote and to sell the products to my American clients, American agencies."
Mhm.
So this was the idea, and with this idea I came to Anastasia, and we discussed it very shortly, and she said that it makes sense, and let's see what can we do, and now hopefully my English was good enough for understanding the idea, and I will be happy to ask you to answer your questions, or to ask my questions. Somebody wants.
I want first to ask if the whole idea started first of all for Israel and you are giving the guide to tour operators, or what was the start and what is the start of this idea? It's working for many years now or not?
No, it is the look. First of all, we should I should say that the idea to visit 2 or sometimes 3 countries on the same trip, it's definitely not something new. It
Yes,
exists.
definitely, because, sorry,
What?
because also here they do a combination of neighbor countries a lot of times. But I'm asking, first of all, you, the Get Guide, is it already working in Israel and
Ah,
now you want to
yes.
expand? Or
Look. Yes, I understand, Maria. Look, Get Guides has few products, few services, and we started in 2015 with the simple one which names Get Guide Search, which allows, and as I mentioned, allows in one click to find available tour guides. This is, and it worked. It worked until the corona period, and now we try to to create new products, and one of them is joint tours produced or created by tour guides from different neighbor countries in our region. All tours coming to 2 or 3 countries in the region. In the past, it was created and promoted by tour operators, by companies. But now we have these beautiful facilities like Zoom, which allows me to see you, to see your smiles, to see your eyes, and to hear your voices, and to understand whether I like this person more or like I don't like it, and to we I believe we can in direct context to create something that could be, I mean, combined or joint tours which start from my side in Israel, and if I know, usually Israel it's about 7. I would sell Israel in 7-8 days. If it's not very religious families coming for 2 weeks and they want to see to touch every stone and to kiss every cross. Okay, usually it's 7-8 days, and my profit is, and what, and if I understand, they come from Far East, not from Japan, but Russia is very very long, so they come from Vladivostok. It's about 14 or 15 hours flight. I would suggest them to get to fly the additional 2 hours, because the extension, the idea of our tours has extension in Greece. I don't know. I don't really know right now which one, but if something starts in Israel, and let's say history of religion, of Christianity, it started from Israel, and it continued to Europe, and of course to Greece. So I would, and if I have Anastasia like my counterpartner in Greece, and I know that she provides the service in relevant language, let's say Russian language, and she's reliable, she's very creative, and have joint tour which start from Israel and continue to Greece, and I know that I will make money from the continuation, from extension to Greece. I can promote to the family, the Russian family, tour 7 days in Israel, and not to fly back, but to continue to Greece, to Anastasia, because she's absolutely wonderful, a very creative tour guide, speaking fluent Russian, and she
Russian,
knows,
yes.
etc. And look, I believe that in
Yeah.
quite in many cases I would, or particular cases, I would succeed to sell, to promote it.
May I ask something? So I
Yeah,
suppose
sure.
um, one parameter would be if you already have someone guiding in Israel, maybe they just book a guided tour or they book a trip, etc., that they want to do something else, so you could suggest them in situ to go somewhere else and continue that trip. But I suppose most of it will be planned ahead. So before they come, most probably, they will have booked, let's say, the whole trip in both countries or wherever they will go. I suppose that's the main idea. So let's say that we have like this joint venture, and we have this joint trip planned and scheduled and everything. But do you promote it directly? Do you have a clientele with which you work, or do you promote it on the internet, or are you going to promote it through a travel agency, or how are you going to do it? Because my question is that, let's say that I want to have a joint tour, which is, I think, a great idea. How how am I going to promote it to the ones that would like to come? So I'm just getting ideas from you now.
Look, of course, nobody has experience. It is something new. At least I didn't hear about such cooperation between tour guides. If Anastasia, when we make
Okay.
when we make a joint venture with you with joint tour, and they will sit not one or two or three times on Zoom. We'll match everything, and what I will start to do, I will promote it. First of all, I will go to tour operators in Israel working with the relevant clients. With if we make with you Jewish tour, which start in Israel and continue in Greece, I will go to tour agencies who make mostly Jewish tours. If we go to the direction of Christianity, I will go again to relevant tour operators. But on top, I will publish the tour on my website, on my Facebook, and I will go to numerous forums. At least in Russian, we have a lot of tourism forums in Russia, in all other countries with the big Russian diaspora, and I will start to promote. It's something new. It is it's more effective. It's like a more wait a second, Harley, how to say his Egioni, more
logical. You get more bang for the buck.
yeah, more logical.
You're already coming to the Eastern Mediterranean. You're
Yeah.
seeing Israel, and you're getting an extension of 2 days, say, to Greece. So they complement.
Yeah, it's something like with high ROI, return on investment. You invest your time in flight or in the trip, and you have more content and better. You improve the this, so
Okay.
this is. But in any case, when I come, I believe that when a tour guide comes to a tour operator with the nice nice idea, with the something that could be promoted, and even the product will never be sold. I have my personal public relation, my exposure to relevant employers, my Israel tour operators, and again, if we don't succeed to sell our product, both of us, I believe, that both of us will have our the benefit from exposure to our potential employers.
It will definitely
But
take some time, but it
Anastasia,
really work.
excuse me for cutting you. At the same time, of course, you will. I imagine that you will develop the product starting 7, 8, or a few days in Greece, with extension to Israel.
Yeah.
Or Israel just for our meeting. It could be next, I believe it will be Cyprus, Egypt, because we are just start to build something, and I will show you a couple of minutes later. I will show you the platform that we use in Israel, and it definitely could be used for our product. More questions? Oh, okay. So
So I
let
have
me
one.
ask.
Okay, I
Yes.
have one. I have one. Okay. So if not if when when we
When?
develop that, so I suppose that we will need different variants of extension, like because I do not know Israel, right? So with whomever I will work with, he or she will have to suggest to me probable and possible extensions, which could be from 2 days to 7 days to 8 days, whatever. So in that, and I suppose we should do the same in, to have different possibilities and have different combinations. So depending on what a client would want and how much he would like to spend and how many days he would like to say, that we have the equivalent offer then for them.
Yeah, yeah.
So I suppose that at some point we should have to discuss what exactly we can offer, meaning what kind of itineraries we can offer, because I only know very few things of Israel. I've never been there. I'm ashamed to say that, but I have never been to Israel, not yet. It's like,
Not
It's
yet. Yeah, yeah.
so that she's getting the invitation. That's why.
Uh,
I'm working towards that. You know,
All of us. I've been there in Israel 3 times, but still I can live with an invitation.
but
Enough.
apart from jokes, is because I cannot promote something that I do not know. And when I say I do not know, I don't mean having necessarily been there, but that I have some information, that I have a possible itinerary, that I know more or less what I'm offering. And then, of course, I suppose if it's accepted, I can always get more information, or get the people in touch with the guide who's going to guide them when they come to Israel. But for this first step, to be able to sell, I need to know. So I suppose at some point we will have to have a meeting like that.
In
Very,
Israel.
very good question, and actually it takes us to the next step. And let me show you the platform, because
Mhm.
I would be, the number of combinations of tour actually is endless.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so I would suggest, and I think I would go this way. I was looking for right counter partners. I would look to I would like to find a tour guides in another country, um, similar to similar to me, to my style, and it will be much easier for me to sell the tour without exact itinerary and the first contact with the client. I would say, okay, look, this is itinerary in Israel, and I know the wonderful, absolutely unbelievable person who makes the same
No, I'm
job in.
sorry to interrupt you. Sorry to interrupt. I don't mean necessarily, the exact itinerary, but for example, if they tell me that I want to invest like 3 days in Israel and I want to see this and this and that,
Mhm.
is in and I don't know if the three things are possible, doable in 3 days, because I don't know how far they are, how much time you need, that kind of stuff. That's what I mean, like a first step.
Um, of, let me show you this
Uh-huh.
the wait a second. Okay, do you see my screen?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes. Okay, let's go. Okay, this is actually the product named GetGuide Casting.
Mhm.
It is offered to local. So far, it was promoted to local clients B2B, but actually we are going to to promote it to other countries, and it is listing, but it's quite smart listing. We have about 1,700 tour guides on GetGuide lists, and this filtering allows a tour operator, this stage tour operators, but actually it could be adopted to our needs as well. It could be if you're, let's imagine that you are looking for relevant tour guide in Israel, and probably you would like to see the person with the before you contact him or her, you would like to have any visual ideas how the person looks, and what is how he speaks English language, for example. We have a few filters relevant for Israel, but again, it could be adopted to our needs, and you will be able to filter tour guides in Israel who has recommendations of tour operators, relevant recommendations, who has who published his CV, etc., and you will get the list of tour guides, and you will be able to see. Let me see. To see the person. This is real tour guides. Do you see the lady?
Yeah.
Yael Kerem. Yael Kerem. If you want to listen to see her, we don't okay. She has her video clip about 25 30 seconds, just showing you how he speaks, how she looks, and all the relevant information about the person before you contact the tour guide. You can on top, Anastasia, back to your questions, we can add the examples of itineraries,
Mhm.
and you will be able to search, to filter, and to find something that you like, and then to contact the tour guide, and to continue developing of the joint tour. What,
Okay.
Nastasia, was it the answer to your question?
More or less. Anyway, but I suppose if when we meet again and we think it over and sleep it over, we will um we clear it more.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
a question: what is this dev something license? Where is it?
Tough taken.
License is here.
No, she
Oh,
saw
that's
tough
the
taken.
license.
She
Yes.
saw tough taken.
Yeah. What is that?
Additional license. The license number of Yael is 13,119. This is
Mhm.
this is her license number. Or the condition of for tour guide to be listed on the list is to be licensed tour guide. And okay, so this what we can do actually very fast. I can create additional platform, and to put the relevant information, to ask from tour guides to consider their itineraries, and to put it on this list, and you will have access to the list, and to just
Yeah.
before you contact somebody, you can get quite a lot of professional information about the person.
Excuse
Okay.
me, Jonathan, may I interrupt for 1 second?
Yeah, sure.
What you saw, Anastasia, TAFTECHN, that's for working with school groups. The Ministry
Ah,
of Education wants you to have additional training as a tour guide in case some child gets lost or gets sick or something on the way, how to deal with that. So if you have
that's
TAFTECHN, you can
interesting.
work with schools.
Okay,
Um,
thank you.
okay. Regarding your question, actually, we collect information from tour guides about their additional scales, like a diving instructor. Um, let's say the person who carrying a weapon.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes in Israel, it is relevant. Who works for Diamond Bourse? Many, quite a lot about 11 and 12 additional, um, I would say, qualifications, which allows tour operator or client to make decision which tour guide to hire, because
You
not
know,
not just based not just on experience and languages, also uh, getting additional information about tour guides. So it was quite successful for tour operators.
I also have to tell you one more thing. It's about terminology. In Europe, the official term for us is a tourist guide.
Tourist guy,
Mm.
yeah.
Yes.
we,
So
we
because a
use
tour guide
American
is a different thing.
we use American we
Yeah,
use
and in
American term.
Europe we need to use that. Just
Okay.
Yes.
for you to know.
Yeah,
But
I know, but I'm usual to use
I
American
know. I know.
terminology.
so,
Yeah.
but even so, in sometimes in the many days in the land tours, we also are equipped with a skill to do also the tour guide. Let's say the job like check-in in hotels, transfers in airports and everything. But the official, yeah, is a tourist guide.
Oh, okay. Look, let me take you to the business corner, because after all this discussion is about money, about
Yeah.
service, of course, and about money. I believe that each couple of tour guides from different countries, they will agree about remunerate or compensation or commission, whatever. How doesn't matter what is the terminology. When the one side promote services of his partner in other country, it should be compensated. And so when you talk to your colleagues, we should talk it openly. It is based
Yeah.
on business platform. And what okay, maybe you have more questions
I
or
don't.
concerns, or maybe rejects, because critics, constructive critics is very welcome, because it's my baby. I don't see.
Jonathan,
Maybe I don't.
one question I have. I have a group, a couple. I was in touch with them. They're coming here and they want to go to Greece. Uh, who arranges the hotel in Greece? I can't. I don't know which hotels in which cities, 5 star, 3 star, 2 star, 1 star, no star. How will that
Well,
work?
there are two options. One option would be for the client to do it themselves, and the other option would be, although we ourselves are not allowed to do the job of a tour operator, we all have tour operators we work with,
Mm.
so they do it for us.
Uh, okay, in relation to Harley's question, Anastasia, do you know? Do you have contacts with the tour operators, to companies with a high level service? That
Yes.
yeah. So, and if it is necessary, you can put
Yes.
the company in touch with the Israel side,
Mhm.
or tour guide or tour company from Israel, just to make the joint business to make a booking, and
We have all the contacts you need.
I believe so.
Can I ask something also? Ali, you asked who is going to do that. My question is, who is doing it in Israel for the same guest?
Good question.
Who is doing it in Israel? So the one who is doing it in Israel is usually the guide or the travel agency?
For hotels, tourists would get a better deal probably with a tour operator. I can do the touring. I can hire a car. We're allowed to drive and guide at the same time. So I know how to drive like this. I'm talking to the people behind me. And so we're allowed to do that. Hotels, I would be very careful because if they cancel at the last minute, I could be responsible for paying the hotel. So I would prefer not to do the hotels. And if they don't like the hotel that they're in, it's my problem.
Exactly.
So I would prefer to leave the hotels to a professional to deal with. I'm good at guiding, I'm good at driving, good at talking. That's my forte.
I think the safest, one of the two safest ways is to work with the tour operator or travel agency, let's say, especially in the sense of the hotels.
Also
And
flights
the car,
as well.
and the car with the driver, because in Greece, sometimes we may drive like this, but not when we are working.
Oh, here's all the time we're doing it.
Yeah.
Like, Mom, I can drive without hands.
Because the tour operator or the travel agent can book both, all of the venues, the hotels, and the car and everything.
I was in Sparta and I was driving myself and I felt right at home. Same driving, same Eastern Mediterranean temperament.
Exactly.
We can say that we all agree that it's better for us to do the guiding, and like in Israel, somebody else is doing the booking of the hotel. We also would like to do the same because we think it's another thing, yes, it's another part which we prefer the tour operators to do and not ourselves. Because, you know, women can drive and do like that because we are women and talking to five persons.
You have eyes on your back.
I do this.
But this is another thing because, like Anastasia, I asked you about the itinerary because we have now what kind of products we have to sell. We have to know the ideas and the details about the country. And also now the other thing is who is going to do the booking for the hotels. So it's a cooperation of a lot of persons, if you ask me, because it's not just about guiding. It's a part with a lot of persons who have to cooperate, if you ask me.
Sure.
I don't know if you want to be the coordinator, Jonathan, but I think that it has to be somebody who has to do all the coordination. Because
Look, Maria, it's a wonderful question. First of all, I don't want to be part of all these deals between guides. I just want to provide a platform, and you will call me Mr. Zuckerberg, and I just want to provide you platform, very good one, very easy, very user friendly, and not to be part of other operation. Regarding your question, who responsibility? Look, in Israel, as earlier said, we don't have regulation of for tour operators. Everyone can call King David Hotel and book 2 floors. But the single person, the tour guide, will be the first for cancellation of his booking once King David Hotel has a big group from Australia. So tour guides, when they finish their studies and the course, they try to make business everything, to eat everything, to sit on all chairs. No, but it doesn't work. So more experienced tour guides makes it what they know to do and what they are best to do, and they leave profession to professionals, to tour operators. So one of the questions, and we are going actually slowly we come to the end of our first meeting, because time is over. But the quality control. Like tomorrow, you see the Yael Kerem, the lady tour guide we saw on the screen. What will, before you get in touch with her, what would you like to know about the person? I mean, in terms of recommendations. From whom? From tourists? Maybe from Israel tour operators? Recommendations of a tour guide? Or maybe from his or her colleagues? What? How would you choose your counterparty for the first contact? What would you like? What would you like to have? What information?
I would like to have recommendations from travel agents, from tour operators, and from the clients, from both of them.
Okay. What about selfie video for 20, 30 seconds? Saying, hi, I'm Jonathan. I'm a Russian English Hebrew speaking tour guide, etc., etc.
I
Is
will
this
watch it.
is
I
this
think
is
it
this
helped.
okay?
It
Question:
helped to,
is Anastasia? Is this must? Because I can force tour guides
no,
to make. It is not must.
no, it's not a must. If it is there,
But it's a
I will watch
plus.
it. But if it's not, okay. Because I mean, you can see a person how they're standing and how they're talking. Although many can be really great with a group and feel rather uncomfortable in front of a camera. So this is not necessarily representative.
Okay. It
Yeah,
extension,
but he
Harley,
says for
do you
sure.
remember this extension of our discussion, the issue of selfie video?
Yeah.
We discussed with you that
I find it very comfortable to sit and hold the thing and talk like this.
Harley
I
said
can
that
talk with my hands, so
what,
I can't with
Yeah.
holding the
Tie my
camera.
hands, I
okay.
can talk.
If it is a video of 20, 30 seconds,
Yeah,
like
someone
you
can film
say,
me.
yeah, it's not, I think, very big deal.
After 20 seconds, they turn off anyway. They like
Yeah,
you in the first 5, 6 seconds, or they don't like you. That's it.
Yeah.
But
it's
you know
not a must, but it's a plus, I think.
the biggest question: where would you start your filtering of the
Photograph.
results from the guides with the selfie videos?
No,
Would
I
you
would start with a photograph. Absolutely a photograph.
only
If there is
photograph?
no, yeah,
You would not start. So you say you would not start from tour guides with selfie video photographs?
no, not necessarily, no.
Not necessarily.
Me, at least.
Yeah. I see. Okay. Okay. Very good. So what if you don't have more questions? Let me go to this last step and to ask ourselves what is next. And let me give you my suggestion that let's find one or two or three tour guides who would like to experience with this idea. We would find a couple of tour guides in Israel, not to put them in touch, and I don't know, maybe even to promise any small price for the first product. What would you say that for first joint venture, joint tour? Because we need something.
I personally cannot hear you very well, so is it possible to say it again about the price? What did you ask?
I would I'm considering, I think, how to make the next step, how to cause a tour guide to create, to start to work together.
Okay.
What would you suggest?
We have to
Well,
think about
suppose
Maybe, Harvey, let me ask you directly. Do you have time to
No,
see,
but I have time. I don't have time, but I will make time.
okay, to sit
Best
with
thing would be by email,
one of the nice ladies,
perhaps.
and or two of them or three, and to try to discuss and to create something initial product, initial tool.
like a first joint itinerary.
Yeah,
Yeah, something like that. 2 days,
Okay.
2 3 days in Greece. I don't know. I don't even know if there. I know there's flights to Athens. I don't know if there's flights to Saloniki.
There
There
are.
are,
Oh,
there are,
There are.
there
yeah,
are.
and Tel Aviv.
There
Okay,
are.
Yeah.
Tel Aviv, yes.
okay, that's one big
I,
plus.
I
Yeah.
would,
Flight to Tel Aviv the whole year. And in the summer, they have more
There's
than
no, it's
one
more.
a week. They
They
have
don't stop.
And
company.
international flights from the States to Saloniki as well, or like
Uh,
United or
Not yet. I think there are in
to
Lufthansa
Athens.
with cooperation, Lufthansa with other European airlines.
Mm.
For example, for me that I have some American groups that they are flying from the States with Lufthansa, for example, through Munich or Frankfurt
Okay.
in Thessaloniki or Alitalia
Or
sometimes.
London also. Through London, through Rome,
Yeah,
they fly. Through Istanbul, they fly.
and Turkish Airlines as well. Yeah.
Just one
And
question. How far is?
in the worst case, is some of them fly to Athens. They stay also a night or two.
Yeah.
Then,
For a
or
day, right?
they fly directly to Thessaloniki because Athens to Thessaloniki is only half an hour.
By car? That's it?
No,
No,
Driving?
with
A flight?
with the
plane.
flight,
By plane.
40 minutes tops. Yeah.
Okay, and driving, what, 3 hours?
No.
No, about
no,
Five
more,
and a half.
4 or 5. It
Or 5 hours?
depends. Yeah.
about 500 kilometers.
With a small
600.
car,
Yeah, with a big bus is 6 hours usually,
6,
but
7.
with a normal car, it's a usual car, it's about 4.
If you don't stop so much.
Yeah, it depends on the stops.
Mm,
I would suggest we follow up with email.
Hmm.
sure.
Email
Jonathan,
and
do you have everyone's email or
I have emails of everyone.
everyone?
if
Yeah,
you would
sure.
like again meeting in Zoom,
Yeah,
we
I
can
would.
do that again.
Sometimes it's better. Zoom is to summarize what we have in the email.
Exactly,
Mhm.
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So let me summarize. Harry will sit on Israel side of part of the itinerary. Yeah, and you would expect that you produce any nice extension for 3 days. Yeah, in North Greece.
Okay.
At the same time, we'll discuss with the Harley the extension for tour coming from Greece for 3 days in Israel.
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 Yes, 3 days in Israel,
Hmm.
and let's see what we can do in 1 week. Is enough.
Okay. Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. We are talking also about many different options because we are talking about a specific like biblical or Jewish heritage or classical Greece or Alexander the Great or
Or you can have 2, 3 options, right,
Yeah.
2 or
of
3
3 days.
options. Yeah,
Yeah, that's easy.
Would be the
or
best,
week.
not just
Yeah.
one option. Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll discuss it among us
Yeah. Exactly. Look,
over
we can.
coffee.
Depends on the
Yeah.
clients. Too.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is why I'm asking. Depends.
2 or 3 different menus.
Mhm. Yeah.
That's the word.
Actually, you can discuss it between yourself and say
Yeah, that's what
couple
we'll
of
do.
days. Say, guys, we would like extension in
Galilee.
about Crusaders. Crusaders period is for 3 days. Of course, Holy Sepulchre Church, etc. But the idea is Crusaders. The mark is Crusaders. and we'll make something matching your expectations.
Okay.
Okay.
Wait, Jonathan, I have to go to Jerusalem Theater tonight. I have
Oh,
to leave now.
Okay.
Have a nice
Oh, we're
time.
all
Thank you.
leaving.
Will you send to all of us emails to each other?
Yes,
One
yes,
email
I
with
will.
everyone saying?
Yeah,
Okay.
okay.
I will write the conclusion of our meeting, this minutes, and send to you, to
Okay.
all of you.
Great.
I will just say 1 minute something in Greek. Κορίτσια, εμείς θα μιλήσουμε.
Πότε.
Θα μιλήσουμε στο τηλέφωνο πρώτα και θα τα... Ναι. I'm just trying to coordinate us. No.
Okay.
You could say that in English, that we can speak on the phone, telephone us, and then.
I know, it's just, you know, some expressions are easier in your mother tongue.
Okay.
Have a nice time
We
in
will
the
come to
theater.
your balcony.
Thank you. Thank you.
Or you can
very
come
much.
to me here, and you see.
No, we don't.
Yes.
We don't
Yeah.
see the olive trees.
Bye bye.
Okay. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye bye.
Okay,
you very
thank you very much.
Thank you.